you gotta.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am serving lumberjack realness today, but we're here with another what I eat in a day style video, but this one is a little bit different. I am going to be showing you guys some healthy dessert options, well, healthier dessert options. I have a major sweet tooth. I love cookies, I love cupcakes, oh my god. And actually this was inspired by something that I was recently sent, these boutique chocolate protein brownies. OMG, you guys. These are literally a brownie, but they are low sugar and high protein. 18 grams of protein in something chocolate is unheard of unless you make it yourself. These taste literally like guilty brownies. Like I was like, when I bit into this, I was like, oh my god. Because these are so chocolatey and so divine. They actually have real chocolate chips in them. My favorite way to do these is to heat them up in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Life-changing. They get gooey. They're sweet, they're chewy, they're like perfect brownies. I wasn't even planning on having this right now, but it's lit. I will leave a link to where you guys can check them out down below. Definitely try them. You guys will love them if you guys are like me. Let's get into the cooking portion. Make sure you guys give this a big thumbs up if you guys like this style of video and if you're going to try it and if you have a sweet tooth like me. And make sure you guys subscribe because I do 3 videos a week and I don't want you guys to miss out. Okay, let's cook. So the first dessert we are making are salted caramel pecan cookies. Salted caramel, but you'll see what I mean. So preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and then take a half cup of oat flour and also a half cup of coconut flour and 1/3 cup of pecans. This is optional and you're going to go ahead and just mix that together. You could use 1 cup of the flour of your choice, but I like to go with a gluten-free flour, and coconut flour adds some sweetness. Then I'm going to use between 2 and 3 ripe bananas. I start off with 2 and I'm just going to cut those up and to begin mashing them. You could do this in a food processor, but I just like to mash them by hand. I don't know, there's something so satisfying about mashing a banana. I just love to do it. And you're going to add this to your mixture. I do them one at a time. I usually start off with 2 and make sure they're really, really ripe because it's going to add the moisture and the sweetness to your dish. And so the riper they are, the sweeter they are, and it gives a really nice flavor. I'm going to go ahead and start combining that into our mixture, and because this is vegan, there are no eggs or anything, this is kind of going to make a doughy texture. But as you can see, my mixture isn't combining super well, so I'm just adding about a half more mashed banana in and mixing it up until I get the perfect doughy consistency, which you can see right here. And then we're going to go ahead and make our salted caramel, and we're using dates for this. I had never had dates before. They look disgusting, but trust me. So take 12 pitted dates. You can pit them yourself, and then a 1/4 cup of milk of your choice. I'm using oat milk, and then of course some sea salt. I just add this to taste, and just go ahead and do it in my NutriBullet, or you can use a food processor. And I will blend that up until it becomes a kind of caramel thicker consistency. This is so cool how it becomes. The sea salt really adds like a nice little kick to it and really helps it be extra sweet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put our caramel directly into the mixture and with a tablespoon of vanilla. To be honest, you could use this little mixture as a topper for your cookies, but I like to go ahead and fold this mixture in, so I'm just combining everything roughly. It doesn't need to be mixed smoothly, but just enough, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll my cookies into balls. You can see here I kind of make them into balls and then I'm going to flatten them out later. I just find they become the best, the most chewy, and the most satisfying and thick if I do them a little thicker like this. So I think I got about 8 cookies from this. I'm not sure, we'll see right here. And you can see they were a little bit high, so I'm just flattening them out a little bit more. This is the perfect size for them. And I'm going to go ahead and bake them in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. It depends on how hot your oven is, but really you want them to look like this, a little bit brown and crisp when they come out. You can check them and do more time if you need. Or once they have cooled, all you got to do is plate those babies up and enjoy. Oh my goodness, you guys, these taste amazing. They taste so sweet. They do have a little caramelly taste thanks to the date. These have no sugar added. They're vegan, gluten-free, and just really good for you. And the banana is a great addition. Our next dessert we are making are my Nobake chocolate peanut butter energy bites. So you're going to need a half cup of oats, a 1/4 cup of granola. This is optional, but it adds a nice crunch. And then I'm also taking a 1/4 cup of honey. To keep this vegan, you could do agave, but honey is just a little thicker. I added in a tablespoon of vanilla extract and then about a half cup, just under, of peanut butter. I use natural. Again, you could use almond butter, and I'm using a 1/4 cup of almond flour. All you're going to do is mix this together. So take all your ingredients and start mixing it in a bowl. And once it's a little bit combined, I'm going to go ahead and add some dark Belgian chocolate chunks to taste because, hello, I love chocolate. Don't we all? Chocolate's the best thing, and dark chocolate's a little bit better for you. So go ahead and combine all of that. What I'm gonna do is put this in a ramekin that I've lined with parchment paper. Sometimes I would roll these into balls, but if I'm lazy, this is the way I do it, because all you gotta do is throw everything in, and then just with my hands, I will press everything out so it's even and flat, as you will see me doing here. And then I'm just gonna cover this over with some aluminium foil and put this in the refrigerator for 5 to 10 minutes, just so it's not so sticky and so it doesn't fall apart. And then you can cut this up into little pieces and serve, which is what I do. I love this. It's like a healthy Reese's Pieces with oats. Delicious. I sometimes even have this before the gym or after the gym. Okay, so our next dessert, for those of you who want to have dessert in the morning, like before 12 a.m. and you just don't feel it's appropriate, you can have these. So you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce, and then I'm using also a 1/4 cup of berry applesauce, just because these are berry bites. And then I'm taking approximately 5 dates. Again, this is optional, but you will need a 1/2 cup of oats to add to the mixture, and also a tablespoon of vanilla. You guys know I love my vanilla. And then I'm also adding some crushed walnuts. Again, this is totally optional, but you guys know, like, there are certain things I love in my baking, so I just add them. Start mixing this together until everything starts to combine nicely. And then what I've been doing lately is adding just a little bit of citrus zest. So here I'm doing an orange, but I have done lemon before. It combines so nicely with the berries, and you just need the tiniest amount because it's super fragrant. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and add my frozen berries. These are raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, which are always my favorite again. And then you're just going to want to go ahead and mix this all together nicely before we go ahead and put these on a parchment lined baking tray. I just, again, do it the exact same way I did the first cookies we did. I make them kind of into balls, and then I will flatten them out a little bit, just because you want these to be combined so they don't fall apart when they bake in the oven. And I am baking these at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes, basically until they're done. You'll know they're done when they look like this. They get a little bit brown and crispy on the top, and the frozen berries kind of become smashed. These, oh my gosh, you guys, are so good. Instead of using the applesauce, what you could do is use 1 whole mashed banana if you want these to have a banana taste. But this is great. Like I said, I can have these for breakfast if I want and still have that sweet dessert fix, but I can also have them as a dessert. And the last dessert is the quickest dessert you will ever make. This is a mug cake, but it's a chocolate protein gooey mug cake, life-changing. You're gonna need a mug, and then you're going to use 1 tablespoon of oat flour and 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, because coconut flour adds some sweetness. I'm then using 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and also 1/2 scoop of chocolate protein powder. And then I'm also adding a tablespoon of pure cocoa and 1 egg white that I just separated the yolk from. And also 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt, because this is going to help everything be very fluffy and very moist, because you don't want a dry cake. Who wants dry cake? And then because I'm a little extra, I just added in some more Belgian dark chocolate to taste, because when I cook this, it's going to become gooey in the center like a molten lava cake. Literally all you have to do is mix this together, and because I'm a little extra, I like to flatten at the top. Your cup will look messy, but honestly you do not have to worry, because all you are going to do is throw this bad boy in the microwave for a good 30 to 40 seconds. I did 40, but I really could have done 30 if I wanted it gooier. When you take it out, you stick a fork in it, and you are literally done. You have a whole chocolatey cake that is really, really gooey in the center. You can't see here, but those Belgian chocolate pieces in the middle will melt. You could also use Nativa for this. So yeah, guys, hopefully I don't have brownie all over my face, because I just ate one while I was making those. But that is the end of this video. Let me know what you guys thought. I live for dessert, especially now. Oh my god, you guys, I'm going to my Easter vigil at church on Saturday, and my church literally does this thing where after the Easter vigil at about 10 o'clock, there's a whole spread of like baked goods, all delicious things that people have bought or homemade, and like sandwiches and things. And I kid you not, like, actually I'm a little embarrassed. I didn't want to tell you the shameful times that I've had at Easter vigil, but I'm actually gonna bring some of these, and I can actually snack along and not feel guilty, because now is not the time for me to be getting off my grind. So yeah, I hope you guys love this, and I will catch you guys next time.